Hey friends, so this video is actually a re-edit and re-upload of a video that I did 8 months ago. I privated it several months ago because I found out that I made an error in there, and so I've cut that part out and added more information. Here we go. And so, even though we've all known it for some time since Ken let it slip on a live, the whole world knows now that Gypsy Rose is naming her baby Aurora. And people are freaking out about the fact that Christy's dog is also named Aurora. But the part that really bothers me personally, and it's a part that it seems like most everyone commentating on this is forgetting, is that the town that Dee Dee and Gypsy lived in after they first wheeled out of that damn helicopter was Aurora, Missouri. And they lived there for about 2 years before they got the pink house on Volunteer Way. And it's the place where they really did their hardcore scamming to get things like the free house and all that stuff. The people of Aurora, Missouri are very poor, hardworking people. There's not a lot of money in Aurora. It's a really small town. There's a large Amish community just outside of town. Dee Dee used to take Gypsy to the Amish farm store. Aurora had a little movie theater called The Princess, which Gypsy loved, of course. Now, personally, I have a theory that Aurora, Missouri is where Gypsy really came into feeling like an actual Disney princess and is obsessed with getting that feeling back. Dee Dee had been able to get Gypsy stuff in Louisiana and was also able to get her position as like queen of the Mardi Gras parade and other things like that. But she also had a history there. She had people who knew her and Gypsy all her lives, and they knew what was real and what wasn't. After Katrina, when they arrived in Southwest Missouri, all that baggage was basically left back in the floodwaters in Louisiana. It was a completely new start, and no one knew about Dee Dee's theft charges, her bad checks, her fraud, and no one had seen Gypsy walk like they had in Louisiana. All they knew was a single mom and terribly ill child, apparently, had just arrived on a life flight rescued from hurricane devastations that was breaking all of our hearts. And here's victims put right into our midst that we can help. So people in Aurora did see Gypsy move her legs, and Dee Dee was always really quick to explain that she wasn't truly paralyzed, just had extreme muscle weakness due to cancer, chemotherapy, microcephaly, muscular dystrophy, and a chromosome disorder. Okay, this is current millennial breaking in the editing to say I uploaded this video originally on November 21st, 2024. And at that time, all we knew of Gypsy's confirmed medical condition was, the eye surgeries obviously were necessary because of the lazy eye and whatever. And then Fancy had revealed the chromosome disorder, the microdeletion. And since then, due to the emails, we've also found out, in addition to that, that Gypsy has mild scoliosis. And then Bree let loose on a live the other night with, I think he's called True Crime Justin on TikTok, and said that Gypsy's microcephaly diagnosis was insignificant because if her head had been 1 centimeter bigger, then she wouldn't have qualified to be microcephalic diagnosis. I might not have said that right. Forgive me if I didn't, y'all. But that was the first time I knew personally. Maybe other people knew it already and I just missed it. That was the first time I knew personally that the microcephaly diagnosis was real. At the time, back in just November, when I originally recorded this video, I still thought that that was part of Dee Dee's con. And now I'm really questioning how much more we're going to keep learning, y'all, about what's really wrong with her. Okay, back to our original November video. I believe that here, Gypsy began to really believe that she could truly be a Disney princess, that she is a Sleeping Beauty, being hidden away by her wicked mother, and her true natural self was being hidden under all those childish, pity-inducing clothes and fraudulent diseases, but she was being treated like a princess by the community at the same time. So what she really wanted was a prince to save her, to destroy the villain who was keeping her beauty asleep and hidden, and rescue her and free her to show her real self. In Sleeping Beauty, the princess was Aurora Rose, Briar Rose. I'm honestly amazed that Gypsy was able to force herself to go for Raina as a middle name instead of going for Rose after herself. Because of the news feed being Hurricane Katrina news pretty much 24/7 at that time, everyone in Aurora and the rest of Southwest Missouri knew when Dee Dee and Gypsy arrived there as hurricane victims. This single mom and desperately ill child, and like I said, everyone wanted to help. The people of Aurora, Missouri are really forgotten victims of Dee Dee and Gypsy. Even now, the people making content about Gypsy using this name and all the problems with it never mention Aurora, Missouri. So I'm just putting it out there into the YouTube void and the Gypsy commentary universe that there is definitely something sinister about Gypsy's choice of baby name, and I believe it's deeper than most are even recognizing. So I want to end this. Let's end this with a look at Gypsy's old bedroom in their free pink Southwest Missouri house. See the license plate over her bed? It says, "I'm special." I wonder where Dee Dee got that for, or if someone gave it to her who is wanting to comfort a sick, disabled child, because that sentiment is stuck with Gypsy hard. We should all have a healthy sense of self-esteem to believe that we are special and realize that everyone else is special too. But as much as Gypsy may have known that she wasn't actually as sick as her mom said, we know she definitely knew that. She did believe that she was special. So special that Gypsy doesn't have to go to school. She can learn from Disney movies and Harry Potter books. She's so special she doesn't have to wear normal clothes. She can wear a princess costume every day. Gypsy and Dee Dee don't have to pay for a home because Gypsy is special. And today, Gypsy swears she can't work a normal job because she's too special, too famous. She'll be mobbed. And even as she says those things, she tries to make herself more famous by filming more seasons with Lifetime. Apparently, Lifetime was filming the baby shower, which is another interesting whole debacle. But honestly, I do think it's a good thing, personally, that she wasn't extremely extravagant with a shower just because she could afford to be, because she's affording everything that she does with blood money from Matricide, and no one but Gypsy stans want to watch blood money from Matricide be spent on extravagance for the murderer. Also, when that trickle of blood money dries up, little Dee Dee's granddaughter is going to hope that her mother has set some aside and not been extravagant. Otherwise, we're going to see third generation grifting on a worldwide scale. Anyway, what do y'all think? That is the end of the original video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. One of the things that caused me to be triggered to re-edit and re-upload it was I saw some of the good researchers on GRB Snark talking about the Aurora, Missouri jumping in the snow video and a few things like that. And I thought, oh dang, I put a video out about this in November. Maybe some people would like it, and I can take out the part that was wrong and re-edit it. The part that I got wrong was something that I stated involving Gypsy and Nick, and whenever I went back to recheck that source, after someone in comments on TikTok, I believe it might have been NPG Cornerstone, pointed out to me that they didn't think that was correct, I went back to the source and found out, no, it wasn't correct. I had misgotten that. So I trimmed that part out completely because I definitely don't want to put, and I don't even want to put out details that are extremely well-sourced and correct about Nick right now, talking about him in any way because of his habeas corpus going on. I just, regardless of my personal feelings, I don't want to ever interfere with somebody's legal process. That's not right in my opinion. So I hope you all are enjoying the re-upload, the re-edit, and the flowers on the way out here. Have a good day, friends. Let me know what you think in the comments.